Easy Realtor here, giving you a quick home market overview in Cook County. Our 12-month home sales were actually down 5%. We're at 39,000 home sales for the past 12 months versus roughly about 41,000 home sales the previous 12 months. In the month of November, we do have a 10% increase in home sales. About 2,800 homes were sold versus 2,600 homes that were sold previous year at the same time. Now, what are people buying? Out of those purchases, about 1,200 homes are your condominiums and your townhomes versus 1,600 home sales were your single family. Now, as you can see by this graph, we have about 1,400 homes, roughly about half of the home sales were 150,000 and below. And we have 632 homes that were sold between 150 and 240,000, and we still see that there is still activity in the higher price homes as well. This is also important to understand that half the home sales are your traditional home sales, which we see a slight decrease, but we also see an increase in your bank-owned REO property and your short sale property. Together combined, they're about 36% increase overall. 1,000 home sales occurred as REO property and 485 home sales as short sales. Almost 44,000 under contracts in the past 12 months versus the previous 12 months where we had 40,000, almost 41,000 home sales. For this month, we have an incredible increase, 61% increase in home sales are actually under contract versus last year at this time where we had about 2,500 contracts. So a huge increase on that part. If we look what people are buying, about 1,800 homes under contract are your condos and townhomes, and about 2,200 homes are your single family homes. Now if we look at what people are buying in terms of the type of sale, again, about half of the home sales are your traditional home sales, almost 2,000 homes there. Your REO and bank owned, huge increase here, 50% increase, close to 1,000 homes under contract that are bank owned REO property, and a huge increase, almost a 200% increase in short sales. About 1,200, close to 1,100 homes are under contract at short sale, which people are understanding that a short sale does take a good amount of time. So when 3, 4, 5 months occur, we're already in a spring market, and people are that's the prime time to buy, and all we have to do is just wait out for bank approval. Now for the month of November, we have roughly about 6,000 new listings on the market, which were down about 5%, almost 6% compared to last year at this time, where we had roughly about 6,300, almost 6,400 homes that were on the market last year at this time. If we look at the market time overall, on average it's taken about 151 days to have a property sold, meaning that once the property is listed to it's sold, about 151 days. This is important because when we look at the price range, it really doesn't matter what price range your property is. Overall, on average, it's still about 151 days. Not much difference on that part. But when we look at this graph in terms of the type of property that we're buying, your traditional sales, slightly a little bit less than your average. Your REO property, less than that. Banks are, once there's an offer, they really want to move in. But your short sales is what's skewing the average. On average, about 205 days between listing and actually close. Average sale price for the past 12 months is actually down almost 6% to $296,000 versus the previous 12 months where your average price was $314,000. Keep that in mind because this is not painting the entire picture here. In the month of November, we're down almost 10%, where your average sale price is at $251,000 versus last year at this time your average purchase price was at $278,000. Now this is showing obviously that properties has been decreasing. Yes and no. You need to understand what's actually going on overall in the market. $233,000 is your condominium and townhome price versus $265,000 of your single family. Again, prices are down on that part. But when we look at the actual average sale price, your traditional home sale price is up at $333,000. Now remember, we also had a lot of property that's being sold at $150,000 and below that make up a good portion of the home sale. So that's going to definitely bring down the averages. As we can see here, the averages are also being brought down by your REO property. So your average REO listing is at $130,000 and your short sale is down to $155,000. Those combinations are bringing down the average price.
So as you can see, the month of November has been a pretty good month, especially when it comes down to new potential purchases. Now, unfortunately, a lot of those purchases won't transpire to closed purchases in the month of December, because a lot of people may not qualify for loans. Some of the transactions may be short sales, which will definitely extend the closing date till wait until next year. And we'll see what the December numbers will actually bring for. As you are aware, the home market has definitely taken a big hit. A lot of people, unfortunately, have been losing their homes in a process called a foreclosure. A lot of these individuals, unfortunately, don't know what their options are, or they look for options a little bit too late. If you'd like to know what your options are, go ahead and log on to mortgagereliefclass.com. Again, that's mortgagereliefclass.com.